Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna do another video, like it has passed some time since the last one, but here I am. So today I'm gonna improve my launcher app. I'm gonna try to write a more efficient storage function to use disk more efficiently. I don't know if you know about my app, but it's called Optimal Launcher. You can find it at atomantic.com. And you can download it if you want a simple minimalistic launcher. You can find it at atomantic.com, or you can also search it in the Google Play Store as Optimal Launcher. My internet, I just moved into a new apartment and my internet connection is still not very good here. So this is the page for my launcher, and this is the store listing, the Play Store listing for my launcher. It has more than 10k downloads, so go and download it. It's free. I recommend you to download this and get it on your device. And now I will be improving to make the disk access of this app more efficient. So for example, what's wrong right now? What's wrong is that even if I modify one note, one entry here, I'm writing the whole file into disk. I mean, all the notes, even if you have like 20 or 30 or 40 notes, and which is not that much of a thing, but let's try to make it more efficient. That's why we're here, just in part just for fun. Okay, because you will say, but you use a database or use this or use that, but I want to do it my own way, right? So how can we do this? I was thinking on probably making a data type, or like an index of the nodes, and then this node will have an ID, and in this way we can organize this a bit better. This list also has pages. This is the page 1, but then you can have page 2 and so on. You can have multiple pages, like 5 I think. So I'm thinking in making a list of lists as the index of this thing, and the ID is a short, because I guess people will not need probably more than 65,000 different nodes at the same time. And if I do short, then I would use less memory, I guess. But I don't know if this is the best approach. But I'm thinking, what's the current approach? The current approach is that I have all nodes, like here, and it's a mutable list of note. And the note is something that has a background color and a content. Like you can see right here, background color and a content. I was thinking about adding more features to this, probably adding more fields such as date of creation and date of last modification, but maybe we will do that later. Right now I want to make the disk access more efficient. I don't know if I will be able to do it. I'm just trying, this is just improvisation, not big script behind the scenes or nothing like that. Okay, so I was trying to do this by creating a new function which is called efficient node write, and here I was trying to create an index. Of course, this node index should be a global variable, should not be here, because this should be accessed by other functions and even from other classes. So yeah, this is list of and then a list. But all nodes is not like that. All nodes is list, the size, and then mutable list. Probably I should do the same. Then how I will build the list with its content, that's another thing that I should figure out. But I think I will do that inside the adapter, inside the list view adapter. So probably I will do the same here, and says list. I don't know. I will use the same notation. I will say note pages. Num note pages probably would be better. Then list, and here I don't know about this really. I don't know if this should be created from the disk, because these nodes will be accessed or stored. This nodes index will be stored in disk as an object, and then I would like to get that object and do it here. So maybe it's not a great idea to initialize it now. But okay, I will probably have to figure that out later. So this is the mutable list. So I guess I should do mutable list of. But again, this is like a init kind of thing. So I should do this syntax. But well, I mean, I don't know if I'm doing it correctly, but hopefully I am. Now, in order to avoid writing the whole thing that contains all the nodes, I can just update the file of a given node and just write the node's index, which would be, I think, better, right? Because the indexes will be a list of lists of shorts, which is a lot less than a list of lists of nodes, I guess. Okay, so if I ask it I call this to, for example, add a new node, and I want to write that to this disk, how do I do this? So here I should first go and say I should update the index. So I should get also which page I'm writing to. Page, and this should be an int, I guess. Right. So here I would say nodes index at page, then well, you know, how do we do this? Should we do it with a list? Should we do it with a map, with hash map? With I don't know. But let's think, right? What would be the most efficient way of doing this? What do we want? We want to use less disk, basically. So when you write a node, you just update the index. You write the index, I guess. So I should do like this, called files, write object, nodes index, file nodes index. So probably I should create a global variable here, which I have to later put in an interesting place. Should I do const val f nodes index, and I'll do it like nodes index or something like that. I cannot do const. Remove const. Okay. F nodes index. Okay. Then what I want to do is I want to create a file with the content, which maybe the file exists and it will be overwritten, or maybe it doesn't exist. But basically that's how it goes. Now, I could use a hash map instead of a list of nodes, but then it would be harder to separate them in lists. That's why I'm using lists. So you tell it in which page to save the node. Now we have to tell it if this is a new node. Probably you have to add to the last element, like add to the list. Okay, if it's a new node. And then the content of the thing should probably do add, and then I should do an element, which is an ID, I guess. Is this how we do it? I guess this is how we should do this. Okay. I guess. So when I want to add a new node, this is how I do. However, what if I want to remove a node? Well, I don't know, but let's try to start with adding nodes, right? Because I don't know, here it says add new item, and this add new item basically means like add a new node, add new node. And then when you save, click Save Node. Here it does a selection, which is that if selected is greater or equal than 0, because sometimes this is called with a -1, as you can see, which means -1 to indicate is not an edit. Okay. You can edit also. Add or update node. I think that's a better name. Okay, so if it's greater than 0, this is update existing node, and here is add a new node. So when I was doing this, it says active node list add node default background color, and in content it says set data active nodes list notify dataset. Okay, which is kind of okay, I guess. And then it writes all the nodes. This is what I want to avoid, writing all the nodes. That's what I don't like. So how can we do this differently? Well, what we can do is we have an active nodes list, which is this. It just selects what node list is active. It updates the list. And does that. Now, if on the new way of doing the things, what we should be able to do here is efficient node write. Page would be active node page ID. Now the ID is like, what ID do I put this? What is the ID of this? And that's harder. How do I know an ID for this node? That's I have to come out with a way of knowing an ID for the current node. But if it's a new node, the function should be able to figure that out. Val ID short assign a new ID to the new node. Assign an ID to the new node. Okay, so we don't need ID right now. Okay, so this efficient node write, we do this. But then the content here, as you can see, it creates a node object. Probably I should do the same here. And this should be renamed to node content. Okay. Efficient node write. And here it says this does not expect to receive a note, but it strings. But I want to receive a note. And probably I should do note just like that. Okay. The name is id to string. The file is note. The node's index is there. Now, how do we assign a new ID? That's the thing. How do we identify this node with a unique ID? How can we generate unique IDs? Well, what we can do is see what IDs do we have and find one that we don't have. The problem is, for example, let's imagine we have node 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the IDs of these nodes. Okay? If we have that thing, then how do we, if we delete node 2, and then how do we know that we have the ID 2 to be that is available for a new node? That's the thing. How do we know that? Probably using the node's index, right? Or what I could also do is inside the node object, we will put an ID probably. Or what we could do is we could list, or actually file nodes index should be something different. Should be something like nodes / nodes index, something like that. And here we should also do something like, I don't know if it's possible to do this here, but we should do like nodes are something like that. I don't know if this is correct or not, but I think that's possible, right? I don't know. So inside this we have an ID, and the ID will be a number, a short. What we can do here is we can check like the size. What a simple way would be checking the size of the node's index, or adding the size of all of them, like sum, is there sum or notes index dot size or something like notes index 0 dot size plus notes index notes index 0 dot size plus notes index 1 dot size plus notes index 2 dot size plus notes index 3 dot size and plus notes index 4 dot size, something like that. And it says more actions expression to short, and that's the ID. Okay, and then you add the thing, the ID to this thing, and you write the index and write the note. In this way, when you add a new note, you're not writing all the notes as I was doing previously. So when you do this, in order to add a new note, oops, note inefficient, write new note, something like that, or save new note, and then you assign the ID, which is this, and then of course if this adds to more than 65,000 we're in trouble, but hopefully not. If new note is added, that should be created in a new file with the notes. Okay, write new note. This is how you write a new note. Now, how do you update an existing note? Because for both we're writing all the thing here. We want to not do this. Okay, that's what we don't want to do. Okay, and here, and when we call set data, we should not pass this, or should we? Probably yes, we should pass this. We should pass this. We should pass this note. We should pass a list. Now, how do we create this list? That's the thing. Right now we're reading from the all notes variable, let's say. And this is reading all the notes, which is not bad again. It's not bad. What I don't want to do is writing all the notes. But for reading, it's fine. Now, in order for me to read a new note, like here, in order for me to read them, all notes, in this new way, what I have to read is the notes index. So here, this should have the notes index. Instead of all notes, we should have a notes index. That's what we're talking about here. Okay. that this is the one that is a new way of doing things, the notes index, and this is the one I should read from disk. Okay, where do I put this? Like here. And this should be I should be able to read this from the disk. You know, this is kind of a mess right now. So how do I migrate all of this? So here, instead of reading all notes, which I will keep that, I will duplicate this and I will read it's called F notes index, and this will be, no, this should be notes index. Notes index, and this should be notes index. As list of mutable lists of notes. I don't know why it's not working. List mutable list of short, because it's an index. It should be bar. I guess. I mean, probably I should do late init, right? Is that possible? To avoid doing that. List of list short, something like that. Is that what I'm looking for? I guess. I don't know. Hopefully. Now node pages ID, and it says add. Or resolve add, it says. You cannot add. Okay, I think that's what we're looking for. Okay. Now we will not be allocating space that we don't need, at least in that. So notes index, we're reading notes index. The problem here is what happens if this is null? So if this read only is null, it doesn't exist, then I do need an initialization. Okay. That's why I used to use an initialization. So how do we do this? How do we do this? Well, the most efficient way of doing this is checking if this thing is null. But the thing is, to avoid that, we should probably just create a new thing here. And how's this? Well, this list of mutable list of how is this? How is this? I don't remember how's the notation of this. This is the notation that I need. Okay, that's the notation. Instead of notes, I'll do short. Okay, I guess that's the best way of doing this. I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's the best way, but anyway, it would work. So this is how we read the notes index. If it doesn't find, I mean, this, if for you to not to understand, this parameter that I use here will be be returned by read object if it doesn't find the object that you're looking for. Okay? So that's how we read it. That's how we read this. And here, for example, when you set the data, now that we don't have all nodes, then should we build all nodes? Then if we're not reading all nodes, we should build them. Like here, how do we build all nodes? So we will not be reading all nodes, but it would be nice to have all nodes there. All right, and how do we do this? So all nodes, probably should do for bar I 0. Is this how it? I don't even know how you're supposed to do for loops. I equals 0. I don't know how this is supposed to be done. I forgot how to do for loops. For 0 up to n pages, not pages. I don't know. Let's see if I can ask. Loops in Kotlin. Oh, do we have an assistant here, right? Gemini. Have to be logged in. Okay. Loops in Kotlin. Really have really bad memory for this kind of stuff. For I in 1 to 3 in 1 3 okay, for so for I in 0 to num pages. I'm sorry, how do we do this? For that's how we do this. Okay. And here we're trying to populate this thing. So all nodes at how should this be? Should create another loop, right? It should create like list. Should be something like ball list, and should be nodes index at I, right? And that is list. Okay, and then we should do for something like ball dest or something like for j in how's loops for in list we do what do? We should do the following. We should do the destination, which is all nodes at I dot, should we add? Yes, I guess we should add a node. How do we get this node? We should do files that read read object, the file name, and the file name is in this case J, and the type is note, like that. Files, read object, yeah, and this should be as note. And here, if we have a new note, how do we do this? If it fails, it's kind of strange. Maybe it's not the best idea to do this, but def background color, and it should do empty or something like XX empty XX or something. I don't know how to do this, but okay. And this is toString. And this is how you would populate all nodes. Now that we did that, we have all nodes there. And now that we do that, we can send it to the adapter. So the sending to adapter will not change. The only thing that will change is how we write nodes back to the disk. I don't know if I'm doing it correctly or not, but we'll see. But it's not finished yet. This is far from being finished. Now, if we want to be more efficient and we don't well, yeah, I mean, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. We could probably, well, I think that's okay. Okay. Active page nodes, nodes visibility, that's fine. Set adapter, set data, all nodes, active node page ID, init rest, set node visibility, init rest, change node pages, update new node. Here is something that we should do differently. What's this? Nodes view on item click listener. What's this? Node list view. If I click a note, it changes the color. All nodes, active nodes page ID, selected, background, next. It changes the background. It just changes the background. It changes the background, which is great. This is great. It sets the data, which is great. This is not great. The all nodes. It's writing all the nodes. We don't want to do that. We want to update the file, the index, like index, nodes index. And here we say active nodes page ID. Selected. But the index is just that, so the nodes index doesn't have to be modified because the nodes index will not be changed. Only the file will be changed. So we don't have to do this. Instead, what we have to do is we have to do files, WO, the new node. We'll write the ID of the node, and to get the ID, we do have to get the index. So index, nodes index, active node page ID, and selected, that's the ID of the node, Then we have to do, what's this? ToString, I guess. And here it has to be the file name or the note itself. The note, and that's the note is all notes at active note page ID at selected. That should be, I think that's how it should be as far as I can tell. So the notes index active note page ID is like this, selected. This is like this. ToString, that's the name of the file or the ID. Then we have to get the actual ID, which is all notes active note page ID, selected. Am I right? Required string found notes. What do you mean? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing the opposite order. So first I pass the file or the object, and then I pass the name. Right? This is how we should do it. And this way, we are writing only one single note because we're updating the entry of the note. Now we can do something better if we want, like ball selected note. I guess this should be possible, right? I don't know. Active list is all notes, active note page ID. I don't know if this is possible, but I guess it should be, right? This is selected note. And this is this is the name, which is like that. Okay, will that work? Well, I don't know. But, well, all notes selected. This can be also put like before here, because all notes active on page ID selected, and this should be a selected note. Will it work? I don't know. This is the thing that it should not be written. So here it moves the note in alt note. So all of that has to be changed, all of that has to be changed. But now let's just test a couple of things, just to see if it compiles it, if it doesn't crash or something. Because I really don't know. Init all nodes. Oh, something's wrong. Something's wrong. What's going on? Oh, this is the thing. Index out of bounds exception. This is the problem. Notes 82. Notes index. Die. Huh. Let's see if it crashes again. Oh, now it worked. Okay, that's fine. I'll add a new note. Hello. I'll click on add. It goes here. So when I click on add, this gets called, and this gets called, and says write a new note. Okay, so here we're going to do new note. And this is the new note. So I have to add to the adapter. Probably here we add to the active node list. Okay, and then we set the data. We notify data state changed. But then you have to write a new note. Okay, I mean, it's not bad. That's probably, I mean, when we write a new note, we assign this node an ID to the node's index. We update the node's index and write a new note. I have to pause this. Okay, let's continue where I left. Okay, so here, if we want to be more precise, let's say, what we should do is we should probably not cast this to short yet. So probably we should do this. We don't need this semicolon. And here I will change this to ID int. And that's an ID int. So here say if ID int is greater than short max value, then we should do something like all keys are occupied, check for non-used keys or something like that. We will not implement that right now. Okay, so okay, and here val ID int to short. Okay, we should do that there, and that's it. Okay, but I will not implement that right now, just to keep that in mind. Okay. Great. So I was thinking about this. I was doing all the sorts of things that I can. The thing is now, how do I locate all the code that needs to be changed? Okay, for example, so here in all of these all nodes, like WO all nodes, this has to be changed to something else. We have 4. so far. The first one is 203. So this has to be changed to something else. What are we changing here? We're changing the position of these guys. So we get the node to move, then we have a temp, and we change this. Well, here it's nice. It's okay to change this. The only thing that's not okay is to save this. So this has to be commented out, and here we have to do something else. We have to only change the index, not the content, because the content is not changing. What we have to do is we have to save the index. In this case, it's index. Okay, but we have to change this. So nodes index, we say active node page ID, and what's here? Active node page ID, that's the thing, and then we can do selected, and then we have to do like, we have to change the keys, right? So instead of node to move, we'll say ball key to move. And I guess that's it. That's the key to move. Then we have the dest index. Probably we should say active key list. And that's nodes index, active nodes page ID, and key to move is active key list, selected, destination index. Then we're gonna do a temp, and that would be this temp could be just active list, right? Oops, why did I temp key? Okay, all nodes active nodes page ID. This is active list, right? I guess. I hope. I don't know if that's true or not, but I hope it is. Right? Okay, then here what I have to do is temp key would be active key list dest index, and then we move active key list dest index is key to move, then active key list selected is temp, I think, temp key. Okay, and that's it, hopefully. And all of this I have to do just to change the keys, the registry on the keys, right? I hope, I guess. Can we test this? Okay, we'll try to test this. Try to run and test this. Okay. No notes. Okay, let's add a note because we have in the new are in the new system. We're there. Let's first in page 2 have one note. Let's go again to see if it still there's no note in page first. So we have to figure that out. How can we fix that? I mean, apparently we should be able to figure this out. Oh, I mean, okay. Oh, this is the notes. F notes. Probably it's because of this, I guess. When I'm reading these things, when I have to read from the right file. I believe I'm not reading it from the right file. Here you go, J to string. And this, what it should do is read F notes. F notes plus J. I don't even need this to string, I guess. Okay, let's see if now it works. Nope. Let's try again. We add a note in page 2. We go here. And we're not there. How do we fix this? I don't know where is the error, but it has to be somewhere, right? Let's first check how we're saving a new note. This write new note. Write new note, and then we write file, notes index, file name, files dir, file name. But see, where is this thing writing? Let's just delete this and let's run again. Let's check how this thing is writing the files. Add a note. Hi. Is it there? And here we have an error. There you go. So the error is in the writing, as I can see. Okay, it says file not found exception. File note 0, open failed, not such file or directory. It says no such file or directory. Notes /0. 0. Failed, open failed, not such file exception. Open failed when you write something. Okay. No such file or exception. File not found exception. Destination. I don't know why this is. If destination exists, we say destination that make theirs. Maybe that will fix it. I don't know. Let's see. Open failed is a directory. Okay. The thing is that this is intended to sorry for the noise. Some cars with lots of music out there. How can we do this? Folder name, I guess we can do that. Can we do that? That will be a string, which will be that. And when which one is the thing that I'm calling this for? I forgot. Okay. Let's see here. Files strat. Files strat. Oh, but I don't know who is calling this. Notes index, probably this one. Okay, notes index. I would like this to tell me what's the call. It's not telling me. I don't know why. But okay, I guess the problem is that the thing is not being initialized or not being initialized correctly. How do we do this? Well, I don't know where. The thing that I would like to know is where is this failing? Because all I know is failing in files. But I need to know who is calling this file. Is it calling a thread? Is calling the file? But what thread? I mean, it's not very useful. I think it's because this is running inside a thread. Maybe that's why. If destination doesn't exist, then make dir. The problem is that the destination I mean, I'm a bit frustrated here because if I leave this out and I run this again, it will say file not found exception, and here I can know where it's calling from, which is here, read object, and says file not found exception, which is okay. I guess if you read and it doesn't exist, it says file not found exception is a directory. But then how do we fix this is the thing. Writing files in Kotlin. I think that's the standard way, right? Not sure why it's not working. Okay, let's think it again. How it should work. Okay, this is reading and this is not working. What we have to do now is we have to delete the data of the current app and then fix the app. Okay. We can even delete the app. Okay, so we delete the app. Now we don't have to create those files. This one, we should not do this. And the file directory, is the file. Then we have a folder name, and then we have something else. And then say folder destination, we will do a file. Files dir folder name, and here if folder des doesn't exist, should I say, then make one. Okay, but this should be made only if folder name that length is greater than 0. Only then we should do this. We should even bother doing this. Okay, so when we call this, we have to call a folder name. In the case of nodes index, for example, right here, and this fnodes index should be only nodes index, and file nodes I'll call folder nodes. Folder nodes, and this where I'm calling this index like here, and all the time I call this I guess what I should do is call folder nodes and folder notes, and file name should be just ID, and here we should have folder notes. Okay, this should be toString, and I guess that's how it should be. If I have, well, let's maybe if we have another one of this, I should do the same. I guess this one. No, I mean, I think that's it. Oh, let's see if it works. I didn't check. Oh, it says empty. Well, at least it says something. And then notes index is a directory. It says files not found. And that was the previous one. This is not the current code. The current code should be down here. Where it is. Do we have any exception? No exception. Okay. And it says empty XXX. So when we read a file, when we read the notes, we are not reading correctly. Probably. Like right here. So here we're getting this thing right here. Why? Because we're having a thing. So we're having a folder notes plus J. And folder notes is something that says notes plus J. So what we should do is see what we're reading. Probably log the thing that we're reading. File name, folder notes plus J, file name, reading, so when I read this, for some reason, RO should have something. RO. Okay. notes/0 does not exist. Reading note. Notes/0 does not exist. That's the thing. It reads the index, then it says reading notes, and note 0 does not exist. Now let's write a note. See what goes on. Writing 1 notes, writing. Okay, but what I should do is I should not write file name. I should log something else. I should log the whole file path that I'm writing. Writing destination dot path. Probably that would be better. I guess now we have two empties here, right? Now we're gonna create a new one, add, and see what's writing. It's writing files, then 2, which is not correct. Of course it's not correct. What we should do here is do files there plus folder name. Why can I do this? Or probably what I should do here is something like that. Let's see. Okay. I added one and it says writing notes 3. Now we are talking, I think. Now I think at least one should. No, it's not there. Not there. It says writing notes 3. It's writing notes 3. But when it reads it, it is not reading it. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on. this one will not be red, and it should, because I'm adding that. I will add more. So you have a couple, and when I go and run this again, then the ones that I added are not there. But when I see what it did right, I guess it says writing something, right? But why is here files notes 3 and here writing files 3? I don't know. What's going on? Well, I don't know. They don't even delete them. Yeah, because when I delete them, I'm not actually deleting them. So when I delete them, what I should do is index, notes index at active notes page ID at or remove at selected, and then I should say write object, and I should say actually files, that's write object, notes index, notes index, then what should I do here? I forgot. File name f notes index. That's it, right? I guess they have to delete the file, actual file. Probably should say file f notes folder notes, and then I have to do the like the key of this, but I've deleted the key already. Selected key. Selected key list. I'm a bit sloppy today. think that's how you do this. But let's see if it works. This save notes to disk should not be used. Should be deleted. Okay, let's see if now I can at least delete one note. Okay, at least now it works. I can now at least delete notes. Okay, but I cannot add notes. Okay. It gets added as empty, or not even that. Not even that. That's the thing. So, why is that? Not really sure. I think I will continue tomorrow, probably. I think so. Check my phone a while. Because it's kind of strange. It's kind of strange. But let's continue for a little while. Keep trying, you know. Writing. I should do WO instead. WO. I guess I should do WO instead of writing. Destination path. Note 0. Note /0. If I run this again, RO. It's not even reading it. But yeah, I guess that's somewhere along those lines we have a problem. Thing is, probably can be, maybe, because of this thread. I'm not sure, but maybe. Nope. Note index. Note 0. Probably I should do a number of notes to read. Something like that. I guess so. Reading notes doesn't have any. Oh, here we have the problem. Not reading the right index. Probably that's why. Oh, there we go. There you go. Okay, add I am a new note. Add read, run the app. It says I am a new note. It's not saving the thing, the color, because we have to save the color changes as well. But it's a progress. I think I'll leave it there for today. I'll continue in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next one.